Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mundus.
This is a song I wrote for the people that pissed me off today, yesterday, and probably tomorrow. Okay. Fuck off.
Just a reminder that every beer you drink is a beer that a child can't drink. Do the right thing. Drink as many beers as you possibly can to keep our children away from alcohol.
So what's this I hear about you wanting to leave the friend group chat?
What?
Our friend group chat, where we text each other. We send each other memes. We riff jokes. Talk a little trash.
Moderator, the group chat's too lively. I got a family.
And I'd hate for you to not see your family. But leaving the group chat is not in the rules. Makes me nervous.
Very nervous.
Because we get pretty mean in the group chat. And I'd hate for any of that to get out. I mean, Tony, what did you say yesterday?
Our friend Jeff got fat.
And he most certainly has. And then I added that his new baby's ugly. Now, what am I to do if my big fat friend Jeff and his ugly baby find out that's what I said?
No, I didn't say nothing. I thought it was funny.
You thought it was funny? You thought it was funny? Funny ha-ha? Funny LOL?
Funny ha-ha.
Then where was my ha-ha, Dave? Not even a thumbs up from you.
Look, I don't like who I am in there. The pressure to riff is too high.
Nobody likes who they are in the group chat, Dave.
I got
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
Hello?
Hey, yo, sister.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, remember you told me if I ever catch a man with somebody else to let you know?
Yeah?
All right, well, that fool's right here at the store right now at Walmart with the fat-ass chick with the red hat, white pants, and red t-shirt.
What the fuck? Motherfucker, that's me.
Oh, my bad. Bye.
A Believe key is $1,374. Subtract the $200 down payment, and that gives you $1,174. Divide that by 12, that's only $98 a month. If I take that 98 and divide it by 30, that gives me a total of only $327 per day. I plan on being in the park rope drop to close, so I'm going to divide that by 16 hours. That's only 20 cents an hour. Now, realistically, I'm going to be in the park getting more than enough steps, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel my gym membership, reallocate that $45, bringing my cost down to only $1.77 per day. This key comes with a 10% merch discount. If I average spending $100 a day, that's an extra $10 I'm putting back in my pocket. If I take that 10 minus $1.77, that gives me $823 times 365 days in a year. That means I will actually be making over $3,000 just by going to Disneyland every day.
People always ask me, Jeremy, how do you know how to change a spare tire? And I've got to be honest with you, my name's not Jeremy, it's Roger, and I'm not changing this tire. I'm slashing it because my coworker doesn't know how to watch her mouth.
Give me your purse, now!
That's my purse.
Don't be afraid to shout it. That's my purse! Try it again.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
It's the time of the year again. July 4th is here. Let's start. Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. I do it up big on the 4th of July. Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. The neighborhood's squealing, chilling outside. Can you feel it? Is that summer glory when I get to celebrate USA's story? Turn up and day's just starting. I brought a picnic, this cheese is Havarti. It's a holiday, our nation's birthday. Red, white and blue all over the place. Pledge allegiance to fun in the sun. I'm proud to be American. Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. I do it up big on the 4th of July. Love the 4th of July, love the 4th of July. Love the fireworks, got me peeping hard to the sky. 4th of July. 4th of July. Everybody. 4th of July. 4th of July. Can I just say, it's been a good day. Real quick, shout to mama. July 4th, second to nada. Walking home with an empanada. 4th of July. 4th of July. Four, 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 four. Okay, cool.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foobar Show!
Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C.
And I'm Steph.
Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials at Foobar Show. That's F-O-O Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll keep fooing it up like a bunch of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph, today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you have some, I guess, Superman trivia? Yes?
Yes.
What else is on tap today? We're talking about some geeky stuff. The usual... here's what I would do segment.
The usual.
But what's up, Steph? You still studying there? You got how many? 1 or 2 more weeks before your board exam?
I have.
Apparently someone has an exam.
I have 9 days.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm terrified.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It comes with any major test. I'm just usually nervous up until I take the test.
Well, nervous means you care.
Yeah.
Nervous keeps you alive.
Yes.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Keeps me on my toes.
That's right.
Yeah. So I took the whole week off from work. I told them don't call me.
Yeah.
I'm not available.
Right.
If I see your phone number pop up, that's it. Straight to voicemail.
Right. You told them.
Yeah.
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 I wish I could do that.
Well, I had the time off, so.
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah, so I will be ignoring pretty much everybody.
You you talked about. Well, actually, I just talked about doing. I'm so drunk. I've been drinking a lot today.
You good? You good, man? You want some water?
There's water
need some
in
bread?
this. There's ice in the drink, so I'm cool with the water. Hey, Steph,
Wow.
you got the Superman trivia because Superman's coming out. The James Gunn Superman. It's highly anticipated. I, for one, am very excited to see Crypto and the gang. Yeah. How about you? Are we gonna go see it?
Yeah. Oh, most definitely, we are gonna go see it. Superman's one of my favorite characters.
Well, 4th of July, I am playing a show at Mountain Meadows Golf Course in Pomona.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the area, head on out. It's only $10 to get in, and there's a fireworks show right after. Playing 5 to 9.
Can I bring my flamethrower?
You may not bring your flamethrower.
But you know what? Technically, it's not a flamethrower. It's a torch.
It's a torch, but it's pretty goddamn intimidating.
It is. Yeah. You know, I'm getting a lot of requests from people, so because they want to borrow it.
No.
My answer is always no.
No.
First of all,
they can come hold it for a fee.
Right.
Yeah.
But like if I were to loan it out, I'm never seeing that again.
No, you'll never see it again. Yeah. No, do not do that. You spent our wedding money on it.
I spent my hard-earned cash on it.
No. What the fuck? I don't know if it was hard-earned, Steph. Okay, so hopefully we'll go see Superman the day after on Saturday the 5th. Yes?
It comes out on the 11th.
Whoops. So we still got 1 more week.
Yeah.
Wow, I've been drinking.
We just talked about this off the air, like
I got distracted
moments ago.
See, when you talk about important dates, I just hear the Charlie Brown adult voices.
So this happened to me today. I was at the DMV kiosk renewing my registration for my car.
That sounds like fun.
It's pretty straightforward. You scan the barcode, you pay for it, you get your tags, you move on. Right? I was in and out less than 2 minutes. But before I went before it was my turn, there was some couple just staring at the kiosk, trying to figure out whatever it was they're trying to figure out. And Then it came to them needing to pay. And
boy.
for some reason, like the lady left as if she left to go get money from her car and then come back and pay. And I'm just like, who regularly leaves money in their car? Like,
not this podcaster.
Like, is that, I've seen that and heard of that multiple times. Oh, I left my wallet in my car. I got to go out and get it. Or, you know, it's just like there's cash in the...
I made that my entire personality a few years ago.
And
just so that you motherfuckers would pay for shit.
No, now there's no excuse because everybody has Zelle.
And Apple Pay.
Or
and,
Venmo.
Yeah,
okay, so
my money's in my phone now. I could just tap it.
Yeah, so that's not an excuse.
No, it's not.
No,
It's
but
not.
I mean, obviously, if like you're going to pay with cash or card because the DMV kiosk doesn't take Apple Pay, you need some kind of other form of currency.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she like literally left and came back with cash. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, why?
Why wouldn't you just have that on you?
You know you're going to pay. You're going to the DMV kiosk because you need to pay for something.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have that with
so
you?
what happened? There was just a vacancy at the kiosk?
No.
While she went over there, or was like her husband over there?
The husband was holding up the line like she was in and out. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like the line is just growing behind me. And it's just like, what are you guys doing? But nobody wants to say anything.
What an incredible douche.
Yeah. It's like step out of the line because as soon as she came back, their whole thing had reset. And so they had to go through everything over again.
Oh God. I hate these people. I hate these people so much. It's so inconsiderate.
So it's just like...
So nobody held her accountable?
No, because it
wasn't worth it?
It was hot. It was Sunday afternoon. We just wanted to get in and out. Let's just get this over with.
I would have been like, excuse me, man, can I just do mine real quick?
Yeah.
I totally would have just been like, especially if I was next. You know, it would have been one of those, it's the same logic as I have an entire cart of food at the checkout line at the grocery store, but the poor bastard behind me just has like one or two things. And, you know, the courtesy and the human thing to do is be like, yeah, go for it, dude. Go ahead.
Do you remember that movie, Me, Myself, and Irene? It's
do.
a Jim Carrey
movie. I remember.
There's a specific scene that you just described where he has one item and then the chick goes up to him and says, and then she's holding like a candy bar. It's like, oh, can I go in front of you? And he's just thinking, oh, she only has one item too.
Yeah.
And so he lets her in front. And then her son comes in with this giant cart full of groceries.
That's such a dick move.
And he just, I think that's a snapping point.
Yeah.
And he just like, his personality just splits or some shit.
To protect him.
Yeah. But anyway, that's
such a nice guy.
Your example just reminded me of that.
Totally.
But
a Me, Myself, and Irene reference in 2025.
But anyway, why are you keeping your wallet or your money in your car? Just take it with you. Like, haven't we learned from history not to leave valuables in the car?
Where the fuck is the husband's wallet?
Exactly.
Does he not?
No, he's standing over there scratching his head, like trying to figure out this DMV thing. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Light switch.
Okay. Anyway, that was me today. But I got the registration renewed. Lickety split.
I never look forward to going to that kiosk to renew my... It's in a grocery store. It's a DMV kiosk in a grocery store that they've installed in certain locations to avoid you having to go all the way to the DMV.
Yes.
Or mail it in.
But
you get your sticker right away is the advantage.
Yeah. And when you do it at the kiosk, the sticker prints your license plate number on the registration tag.
Yeah.
Which is what I like. So, whatever. But the DMV kiosk that's closest to us right across the street doesn't work. And it hasn't worked for years. So I always have to go to the other one.
It worked for me the last time.
No, it didn't work.
We had to go to the other one?
We had to go to the other one.
But people use it.
I've never seen anybody successfully use the one that's next to us. Like, we always have to go, like, the next city over.
No.
For the last 3 years, I've had to do that.
Okay. Well, it was just this previous year for me because you insisted that we just go to the other one.
Because every time I try to go to the close one, it never works. That's bullshit.
I don't know what to tell you, Steph. Hey, Steph, you want a feel-good story?
Oh, sure. There's
a news from Kentucky. Trash ticket turns to gold.
Oh.
So a woman in Kentucky just found an $80,000 lottery ticket in the trash. Yeah. She was taking out the garbage and noticed the ticket someone tossed away, scanned it just on a whim, and then boom, 80,000 mother-loving dollars.
Dang. I wonder if somebody had like listened to the numbers come up, but misread it or misheard it, and was like, oh, fuck, throw it in the trash.
Could be. Moral of the story, Foos, always check your tickets or your trash or both, or who knows, maybe next week we'll report on somebody finding Bitcoin in an old AOL CD case. Remember those AOL mailing CDs?
Yeah.
Where they get, you get 500 free minutes.
No, and then it turned into like you had 30 free hours.
Yeah, 30 free hours.
You get 1 week free. And then when Netscape, why should we have to pay for internet? And then it was
Net Zero.
Net Zero.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I had Net Zero for a little while.
We all had Net Zero.
When I was in between services.
And then didn't Net Zero turn into something else? It might turn into Spectrum or something.
I think somebody bought them out. Yeah, somebody bought them out. Net Zero was cool and all, but fuck, dude, I was so slow.
Because, you got what you paid for.
Well, because a lot of your bandwidth was spent on ads. Because it was free, so they had to get their money somehow. So you're pretty much just signing into the internet to look at ads because everything else is super fucking slow. Mm-hmm. Like, you couldn't, like, it would take like a half hour just to get to the titty, and then.
Excuse me?
Well, you know what I mean. Because it took a while for the JPEGs to load up.
Well, that's why your internet was so slow.
Oh, no, because it was the ads were popping up.
Okay.
The ads were popping up. You don't know.
No, I don't know because I was a kid when that happened. It was 1997. 98, 99?
I think it was 2000. I think we were in middle school when Net Zero came out.
And you're just like, oh, look, it's a boob.
Right. That's what life was like back then. God damn, Steph.
No, man, I had a shared computer, and it was in the family room. None of us were doing any of that crazy-ass shit.
None of you?
In the family room, right next to the TV where everybody else was?
Yeah. Somebody had to have.
Okay.
I mean, that thing was riddled with viruses.
Gross to think about. Yeah, because we downloaded Limewire.
With viruses.
Or Kazzaa, and crashed the entire computer.
Casually destroying your computer.
I did that once, and I blamed it on my brother.
Every MP3 at a time. We all did that, Steph. We all did that. And do you remember like seeing news reports of when people used to go to jail and get prosecuted by like major labels because they would download like a bunch of like it was the whole thing just to scare you. But like I don't know anybody who was prosecuted for downloading off of Kazzaa or Limewire.
You had to have done that on such a major scale for them to get traction.
Not only that, but I think you would have had to do it at such a major scale and created a business behind it where you were just distributing albums, without the labels getting their cut.
Yeah.
So yeah, that wasn't me. I mean, I was selling mix CDs upon request. I was the one kid in high school with a CD burner at the time.
Oh yeah, the computer was a CD burner. I had that program.
Yeah, it was one of the cutting edge computers that my cousin helped me get because he used to build computers, and he got me one at a reasonable price, which I think back then was like $1,200. Mm-hmm. Came with the monitor and everything, but it was all I needed. It was that tower that you put on the floor and you turned on with your big toe.
Yeah. That's because that was the setup.
I like how, like, ergonomically too, it was like a concave button where like it would accept your big toe. Mm-hmm. Like they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, because they knew all the setups in the home. The tower would be on the floor because there wouldn't be enough desktop space. You needed just enough for the keyboard and the monitor and the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and you don't need that thing on the. I mean, some people, I went to like some friends' houses that had the tower on its side and then the monitor on top of that tower, and I was like, you guys are fucking psychopaths.
That's the way it was set up in school because we were desk by desk, like we were side by side, so that was the only way to get enough space in there.
Nah, not my school. My school still had them on the floor.
Oh no, we had them flipped on its side and then the monitor on there.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, back then I remember they pulled us from class so that they can teach us how to use Google. When Google was first the thing.
Oh really? No,
Yeah.
we had a whole computer class on that.
On Google? Or just like computer
no,
stuff?
it was integrated into our computer class, Google. And then we actually had to like do a project where we got images off Google, and then we actually got sources. And then that's when we learned how to cite.
Yeah. I already knew how to use Google because like it's easy.
Okay.
It's just ask it stuff. You just look shit up. And because back then Google was exclusive to just schools, remember? It wasn't the Google that we know today. It was just like Facebook. Facebook was only available for college students and universities when that first came out. Google was only available for schools for research purposes.
You had to have a .edu email.
Yeah. So that's why it was a big deal. And you know, it's not hard to use Google. It's the same way you use it today. But back then it was a whole new thing. It was interesting. They also pulled us from class to for us to do like an Excel /Word /PowerPoint thing course that took 1 week, and I just Googled everything.
Wow. No, I got a whole computer class. That was part of our elective.
No. Well, I was in those honors classes, so I think for me, they just figured we already knew this shit.
All right.
And I did.
Honor student.
Not that I have anything to show for it.
You know, all you honor students, I just be like, I was an honor student, not with you peasants. Well, guess who had more fun in school? Not the honor students.
We had plenty of fun. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys were all psychopaths.
We were. No, we were sociopaths. Only one of us was psychopathic, and he's not with us anymore.
R.I.P.
No, he was a real piece of shit. Hey, Steph, I think we've had enough of this. Do you want to get into Geeking Out?
Okay.
I'm not ready for it. I just really wanted to stop talking about that guy. Superman.
All right. We can do this in trivia version.
Wait, by the way, I got you that comic book that you talked about last week, didn't I? Or was that the week before? Do you have it right there? I went to the local comic book shop.
Yes, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, there you go.
Adventure Comics. And it is the first appearance. It's a reissue, first appearance of Crypto.
And what is he carrying?
He's carrying a safe.
A giant safe that's easily a ton.
Oh, yeah. So it has a young Superman saying, "Oh no, Crypto thinks I'm playing a game with him. He's fetching back the safe I just left at Town Hall." And then he's like, and then Crypto's all excited and he's lifting it by his mouth and he's just like, "Introducing Crypto, the super dog from Krypton."
So I think the lore here is that, you know, just like with any space program, you send out an animal first just to see what a biological being, how that would behave out in the vacuum of space, right? So I think that Kal-El's dad, Jor-El, he sent out Crypto into space just to test that out. And then he sent out Kal-El. But then Kal-El made it to Earth first, and then when he went out to space to look for other possible Kryptonians, which is the same way that he ended up finding his cousin Kara, he found Crypto.
Yeah. Yeah. Crypto.
Is that canon? Did I just waste everybody's time?
You did. I'm not gonna go through it page by page.
It's a different podcast.
Yeah, we'll get into it later. But anyway, there's an actual reprint of the advertisements here, And one of them is, want a U.S. government job? Here's how you can get paid up to $4,205 a year to start.
Oh, shit.
This was back in 1959 for examinations.
Wow.
Yeah. So and then it gives you like a little mail-in like coupon type thing with your information, and then they'll give you more information on that. So anyway, the main reason why I wanted you to pick this up was because there was that the Golden Biscuit sweepstakes.
What did that get you? Like if you won it?
Premiere tickets to Superman.
Well,
we didn't win. So
sorry you didn't win.
it's okay.
No. That comic book was a whole $6.
Hey, it says $3.99 though.
Motherfuckers.
Well, you bought something else. You bought coffee.
I bought the coffee. I bought Superman coffee. It's a mocha vanilla blend.
Yeah, with
very good.
The company is Comics on Coffee, and so they do different prints on their coffees.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to this. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions, and let's see if you know any Superman trivia.
All right.
Superman facts.
Okay, let me find the buzzer here.
Yeah,
I know it's here somewhere. Okay.
Haha. Okay. What year was Superman introduced into the comic world? In what year?
How many years can I be off so that I can still like get a good score here?
Oh, do you want me to give you like a multiple choice type of thing?
Just give me an over under or something.
Like 5 years.
Okay. Let's go with, I think 1940 is a safe guess.
Okay, you're close. 1938.
Okay.
Action Comics.
All right. Yeah, because he was a big deal during the World War II propaganda.
Just about.
Against
right
the
before that.
Nazis.
What is Superman's biological mother's first name?
Oh, come on. Nobody remembers the mom's first name.
She's in the comics and the animated series.
And yeah, but everybody only knows Kal-El, and Jor-El, and what the fuck is the uncle?
Oh, I don't know.
Martha L.
Martha L. No.
Oh.
Laura.
Laura?
Yeah.
Just a regular ass name on Krypton? Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it's Laura.
Yeah, it's just Laura.
Yeah, Jor-El and Laura. Yep. Okay, having said that.
You need to stop being such a cunt.
What is the adopted father's name of Clark Kent?
Oh, the Earth Dad.
Yes.
Earth Daddy.
I was going to say it, but I'm not.
Well, you got Martha.
Uh-huh.
That's the mom.
Why'd you say her name?
Oh, why am I spacing this? I know this.
You know it.
I know
They
it.
say it all the time
They do
in
say
every
this
single
all the time.
origin movie.
Every single one. Yeah, it's different when you're on the spot like this. I really do know this answer.
Just say a dude's name.
Keith.
Okay,
not
it's
Keith.
Jonathan.
There you go. Jonathan Kent. All right.
Okay. Let's see. What? Okay, other than kryptonite, name one other weakness that Superman has.
Red sunlight.
Okay, yes, I'll give it to you.
What was the other answers?
Technically, it's considered radiation.
Radiation?
Because the red sun has a different radiation point than the yellow sun, and it makes him into a human, so he feels weak. The other one is magic or enchanted weapons.
That's right. He's weak against magic.
So there is...
Isn't everybody, though?
So if you ever read the comic book Kingdom Come, and I know this is a very obscure reference, Kingdom Come, there's an older Superman and an older Wonder Woman. They're talking to each other, and Superman touches the tip of Wonder Woman's blade, and he cuts himself.
Thank God you said blade.
And he cuts himself because her sword is made out of magic or is enchanted with magic.
It's enchanted, yeah.
He's also susceptible to cytokinetic phenomena. So that's why, if you remember in the animated universe, there's a episode where Starro actually wraps himself around Superman and is able to control him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Do you remember Starro? It's the starfish
I remember
guy.
Starro. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah.
He almost like took over the entire Justice League.
Yeah. And then they were trying to pry off Starro from Superman and it just wasn't working. And so, you know, susceptible.
Damn. They got really geeky right there.
Yeah.
Fuck
yeah. All these obscure references.
Okay.
What is Superman's used to be, I don't think he says it anymore, catchphrase?
Have mercy. No. Really? He had a catchphrase?
I think he had a catchphrase. Do you remember that?
What you talking about, Lois? Okay, no. It was did I do that? What was it?
He used to say truth, justice, and the American way.
Oh, that's right. Oh, whoops, wrong one.
Wow. He used to, but he had in the past, I think most recently within the last 10, 15 years, he separated himself from America and just...
From the government, yeah.
He just declared himself Earth's Superman.
Yeah.
He is one of the people.
He's a human. He's for all mankind.
Yeah.
The whole American way thing was for the World War II propaganda.
Mhm.
That's where that started. But yes, you're absolutely right. I am not doing well today.
He also says up, and away in some of the movies.
Up and let's go. Up and at them.
Up, and away.
Up and at them.
Okay.
That's Radioactive Man, Steph. Come on, get with the program.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there's your little Superman factoids.
Okay.
For the day. I'll keep this up so I can just pepper them.
Did I win?
No, you didn't.
Really?
You didn't.
Okay. I don't have a... Oh, wait, I do have...
Mm-hmm.
Fatality.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, diddly ding dong crap!
I have tons of... Over the years, I just don't use them as much.
No, you used to use them a lot when the guys were around.
Well, because I didn't have to do all the heavy lifting here. Now I'm actually talking most of the time, and I can't just be... What is this?
It's science.
Okay. All right. I have some topics. Everybody go see Superman. It looks great. It looks like it's going to be really good.
I'm excited for it.
You know what? One thing was that apparently some nerds are saying wasn't good was Ironheart. Have you heard about this? It bombed. The reviews bombed.
No.
At least.
Oh, really?
So let's kick things off with some Marvel drama because what's a week without it, right? Ironheart finally dropped on Disney Plus this week, starring Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams. She's like this genius who builds her own Iron Man level suit out of scraps. It should be a slam dunk for Marvel, but within hours of its release, the show was review bombed. Rotten Tomatoes tanked before most people even finished episode 1. And I think it's just become one of these things where these right wingers come in and just start fucking it up by just giving it bad reviews because they think it's woke, because it's just a person of color doing a comic book thing.
Oh, they're still doing that?
And it's in the comics.
Why are they?
It's in the comics.
Why are they still arguing about that? It's in the comics.
It's in the comics. So it's not like they're creating a brand new superhero. This is a comic accurate, or at least it's a black girl doing the Iron Man thing. So, we get it. Like, people have opinions, but what is it with the toxic fandoms these days? That's kind of what I wanted to get into, because, for the longest time, it was the Star Wars fans, which were and kind of, if you ask me, still are the worst fans in the world.
Excuse me?
The worst fans in the world. The worst group of fans in the world.
No,
They're
because
so
we have
toxic.
to constantly defend ourselves for the lack of continuity with the physics in the Star Wars universe. Okay, it just is. That's just the way it is.
See? You see? You guys are so angry. I love Star Wars too, don't get me wrong. But it's just one of those things, like, what the fuck with these nerds, dude? Like, they just need to fucking chill. Like, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Ironheart. You haven't either. But I plan on seeing it. And apparently people are saying it's off to a slow start, but it doesn't suck. Like, the actual people, like, if I went on Reddit and read a few things about it just to see, just to kind of cross-reference, like, is what I'm seeing on Rotten Tomatoes actually right? Because at this point in time, there's this whole movement of people just bombing the reviews before it's even been put out, because they just don't want the narrative. Like, they want to create their own narrative from a political perspective. But like, can we just finish at least the pilot before declaring it the worst thing ever?
Yeah. How about, give it a couple more episodes? Like,
if you're upset about a teenage black girl smarter than Tony Stark, there's more about that says more about you than the MCU. Right.
It's just like, that's what you're mad about? Really?
Yeah. Give Riri a chance. She I guess the story here is that she reversed engineered the Stark technology in her own dorm room, and I don't know, I can't even fix my guitar pedal without starting a fire.
You better have the fire extinguisher at hand.
It reminds me of
that's all I'm saying.
in The Simpsons, when Homer, he can't do anything right. He's just pouring himself some milk into his cereal, and then it just catches fire.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, if you just take off that, basic premise of her reverse engineering Stark technology, that is high level intelligence right there. And you're just shitting on it. Don't. I mean, if you don't like it, you are more than welcome to leave.
You are more than welcome to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obscure reference from SNL. Keegan Michael Key. Anyway, the next and last thing for Geeking Out that I've got. Did you have anything else for Geeking Out? No. Was that X-Men 97 Season 2 has been confirmed.
Fine. Well, we knew they were going to get a second season.
Yes, but it's actually been officially declared.
Nice.
By Disney Plus. So it's hitting Disney Plus in 2026. The OG cast is back. The 90s guitar riffs are back. And apparently Cyclops' tragic leadership choices are back too. We're going to get more rogue sass, more Gambit flirting with every woman in a 5-mile radius, assuming he comes back to from the dead. Because I don't think he's dead.
No.
I don't think he's dead.
We never saw him die on screen.
Oh, yeah. You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
We didn't.
No.
We just said...
fans know.
Yeah.
Fans know.
I just don't think I don't buy it. I don't think he's dead. Or they'll find a way to bring him back.
Mm-hmm. With Mr. Sinister.
Yeah. Well, we left the season 1 with, was it Magneto, doing that comic accurate thing where he takes Wolverine's adamantium out of his body, right?
Oh,
out of his bones.
That was fucked up. I forgot all about that.
Brutal.
Damn.
So now I think season 2 is going to start right there.
Just right.
And that's comic accurate. And by the way, so what happens to Wolverine when you take away his adamantium is that his mutation just keeps mutating. So he becomes this really animalistic brute.
He becomes a
Wolverine. Like a life-size, human-sized brute of a monster that is Wolverine. And the adamantium, we've all known it's poisonous to him.
Yeah.
But because of his healing factor, it doesn't really phase him. But when you take that away, and so because it's poison to him, it stunts that advanced mutation that takes him to that next level of Wolverine. So I think that's what we're gonna see.
Okay.
I think. I don't know, because that's what happens in the comics.
It would be nice to explore how mutations evolve. For example, not related to X-Men, but
Yeah.
the Ninja Turtles. In the later comics, like even when we got the Last Ronin, they explained that their mutation, they evolved.
Yeah.
Like their mutations continued because they were still teens.
They were teens.
Now
Yeah.
they're just Ninja Turtles.
Middle-aged mutant Ninja Turtles.
So their mutation evolved with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would, that would be,
We
something.
didn't even see their final form.
I mean, you kind of do in the
Well, in
last
the,
Ronin.
yeah, in the last run. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another conversation.
I think, is that gonna do it for Geeking Out?
Hold on. Here's your fact. Superman fact. The first big budget movie was Superman in 1978, starring Christopher Reeve. It was 143 minutes long and was made on a budget of $55 million, which is equivalent to $2 million or $2,065,000 in 2024. So that's quite a jump. And it was very expensive.
Foo facts. Oh, foo facts.
Damn, I haven't heard that in a minute. We're just bringing all the OG stuff back this season.
I mean, what else do we have to lose?
Right? Get the Foo on the line.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that at all. All right, I think we're good here now. Steph.
Yes.
All right, now for another edition of Here's What I Would Do.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. When you gonna, it's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like that dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Welcome back to Here's What I Would Do, the segment where you send us your questions, problems, queries, and we try to solve them in the best way possible by letting you know, here's what I would do. Send your bullshit to Foobar Show at gmail.com. That's FOOBAR Show at gmail.com. All right, we got some good ones, I think, today, Steph. The first one is inheritance causing family tension. This is Linda in Upland, a local girl. Hey, Joe and Steph. I'm 41, female from Upland, and I've been dealing with something that's starting to tear my family apart. My grandmother passed away a few months ago and left behind a pretty sizable inheritance. She split it between me, my brother, who's 38, male, and my two cousins, both in their mid-30s. Ooh, I've been holding on to that one for a while. Sorry. The problem is, my brother feels like he deserved more because he was there for her more than anyone else. He's been calling me nonstop, trying to convince me to give him a portion of my share, saying I wouldn't even need it as much as he does since I don't have kids or a mortgage. I feel guilty because it's true. I'm single. I live pretty minimally. And at the same time, my grandma wanted us to have equal shares. And I feel like honoring her wishes is more important. How do I handle this without causing a permanent rift with my brother? Linda in Upland. I'll let you take a crack at this first. I have thoughts.
First of all, R.I.P. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Hope that grandma lived her best life. And tell your brother to suck it. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
My brother asking me for money? No. It was divided.
Equally.
With before she died.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not giving you my share. What do you need it for? What do you need it for that you you didn't have this money before, right?
Hmm.
So why do you all of a sudden you need more of it?
Right.
Why?
Right.
Why? No.
All of a sudden.
I mean, I might not have use for
All
it
of
right
a
now,
sudden.
but still, I'm going to put it away. I'm going to use it how I want to use it.
You know what I would do? Here's what I would do, because I have to assume, Linda, that you love your nieces and or nephews, and that you want to be a part of their lives and you want to see them succeed as adults. What I would do is ask your brother, okay, so like, how much are we talking? Like, what are you looking for? What do you want to get out of this, you piece of shit? And then when he tells you, I don't know, like, I would imagine he'd say something like 20%. If he's a real douchebag, you'll say 50. But if he has any kind of sense, he won't. But if he says something a little reasonable, like anywhere between like 10 to 20% of the inheritance, I'll be like, cool. I'm going to start a trust fund that would continue to earn money from the market to help pay for your kids' college.
Okay.
And because that way it's like the reluctance of giving a bum money because he's just going to get drugs or alcohol with it.
Yeah.
You want to give him some food. This is the same exact thing with the kids though, or with your brother. You don't want to just give it to the brother. You don't want to just give him the the cold hard cash, because you don't know how the fuck he's going to spend it. He's probably going to just waste
Spend
it away.
it on drugs.
Spend it on alcohol or drugs. Yeah. So like, okay, cool. Yes, your family will get the money somehow, but on my terms, because this is my fucking money and this is what my grandma wanted us to do. And I'm going to do the responsible thing and look out for the future of like the future generations of this family. And that's what I'm going to invest in. And I'm going to be the fucking cool aunt now, because I helped, progress your family into a better situation, because now you're going to have kids who are going to college. Their expenses, or at least a lot of them, will be paid by then. I imagine that your kids are, I don't know, maybe in 20 years is when they're graduating college. So maybe less, I hope.
Yeah.
But by then, inflation is really going to take a toll. So who knows how much college is going to cost, way back when.
I do like that. However, if that is not the case.
If he still says no, you mean?
If that is not the case, like, if she asks him, is this going for the kids? And he's like, no, not really.
No, that's not up to him to decide, is what I'm saying. It's like, cool, this is how it's going to happen, because this is my money. Grandma said that this is my money, and I'm more than happy to help you and your family, but it's going to be on my terms.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, but if he doesn't want that, like if he's just asking, like, I need that cash now.
Then he can fuck all the way off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would just say no immediately. Because who's to say, like, oh, let me borrow some, can I have some of that? Maybe, let's just say 25%. Then he spends that 25%. Can I have more of that? Can I have more? Can I have more?
That motherfucker is showing up to Thanksgiving with new rims.
Yeah. No, because I know somebody whose parents constantly ask them for money, and that money will never be paid back. So you say yes once, they're always going to keep asking.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just a hard no. Like, anytime family is involved, if it's a large sum of money, that is not necessarily going to put them like straight into homelessness. Just say no.
Yeah. Because like you said, he didn't have the money before.
Right.
All of a sudden, he needs it.
Yeah,
Get the fuck
exactly.
out of here, dude.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
No, that's why, and I've been asked if people can borrow money from me, and I always say no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but if you want to be an important figure in your nieces and or nephews' life, I think this is the best way to go about it.
You could still do that if you want to.
Because it's on your terms.
Right. I mean, and that's the way that you're choosing to spend the money. But if they keep asking for other thing, or like for the money for other things, that's a hard no.
Yeah.
Agreed. So what I would do, it's just hard. No, that's what I would do.
Yeah, but
and I have done that. I've said no.
But Linda's really worried about the relationship with the brother. Like, so what happens when he decides to cut her off if she just says no?
Then you can see how much he's influenced by the money.
So he's not a worthwhile person to be around to begin with, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Just cut off the family.
No, not necessarily cut off the family. Just give him some time to cool off. Maybe not talk to him for like 3 to 5 years. I said maybe.
We can't assume that Linda's Filipino. Or Mexican.
Hey, nobody said anything about that. We're talking about money. And money breaks all kind of bonds.
All right. I'm just saying the 3 to 5 year rule is a pretty specific thing there. All right. The second one says, "Hey, Foos, big fan of the show. Listening from Long Beach every Monday morning on my drive to the shop. I'm 29, male, and I work as a tattoo artist. A couple of years ago, I got a pretty large piece tattooed on the side of my face. Oh, good God. At the time, it felt empowering, like I was fully committing to my craft and lifestyle. But lately, I've been thinking about the future. I love tattooing, but I've been considering going back to school for something completely different, physical therapy or sports medicine. The problem is every time I look in the mirror, I wonder if this tattoo will hold me back from ever being taken seriously in another career. I feel torn because the tattoo is a part of my story, but I also don't want it to limit my opportunities forever. Should I start looking into removal, or am I overthinking how much people care? Diego in Long Beach." Now, Steph, you specifically are in the medical field, specifically in physical therapy and sports medicine.
Yes.
Knowing the personalities in there, the people who call the shots, the hiring managers, is a tattoo on the side of the face going to be a deal breaker for that type of culture?
Unfortunately, I would say yes.
Don't you guys still have to cover up your tattoos?
No, not anymore. So arm tattoos are more widely accepted now.
Oh, good. Okay.
It really depends on the facility and the contents of the tattoos.
Yeah.
But we have nursing staff that they show their tattoos regularly, and that's no problem. A lot more of the patients are open to that. Yeah. Face tattoos are a different story. It's a little tricky, especially with it trying to be professional. You are in the realm of, like, you see a lot of higher ups regularly, like corporate staff. There's a lot of surveyors that come through the hospital. I don't know if that takes into account. But unless it's like a cultural,
it's the Mike Tyson tattoo.
Unless it's like a cultural, like tribal tattoo, like you're like a Maori tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Then it would probably not be accepted. If you don't want to get rid of it, there are full coverage makeup, but then you got to think about,
you got to do that every day.
Yeah, you got to do that every day. I mean, I don't know if you have to make the decision.
You know what sucks is that he didn't tell us what the tattoo was. I wish he told us what the tattoo was.
I mean, like face tattoos, it can be anything, but in a professional setting such as a hospital, it might not be, like, it's most likely not going to be accepted. If you go to a private clinic, that might be another story. That might be, depending on the owner, they might say yes. But that you got to get through
physical therapy.
You got to get through the PT school first, right? And then you got to go through the gauntlet of interviews and things like that. So there's that.
Get it removed, dude. Nobody cares about your story. Is my thought. Thought. Nobody cares about, because it's true. Nobody does care about his story, especially if you're trying to get out there and make a living, dude. Like it sucks to say because I'm so like anti-establishment, but if you really want to just like get ahead, you got to play their game. So do everything, like take into account everything that Steph's just said, and do what you got to do. Is pretty much what I am saying. I wouldn't normally say this, but you're getting into a field that seems problematic if you have a face tattoo. So take care of it. Maybe relocate it to a different part of the body, like your arm or something. Like, I'm not saying get rid of whatever the hell you put on your face, but take it off your face.
What? And then who's to say, like, if you do get it removed and you do decide to go through this career, you can, and then you really wanted it to back on, and then you find a place that accepts face tattoos, or you start your own business and you can do whatever the fuck you want, then put that shit back on.
Yeah, dude. That's yeah. Yes. What Steph said.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like that dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Steph.
What?
I've been looking at all my drops, and there's this one that's called Betray Jesus Yourself. What do you think that one's about?
No.
Should I click on it?
Yes.
Just look at this 14th century painting of Jesus having his fateful tea party. The dimensions are all wrong. The room's squashed up so it looks like it's happening in the lid of a cardboard box. Jesus is twice as big as the others, so it looks like he's enjoying an intimate dinner with some schoolboys. Not a good look. But Da Vinci's reboot of the same painting is a different story. He knew how to perspective the fuck out of things. Look at the angles of the walls in The Last Supper, and the table there. You almost feel like you could crawl inside it and betray Jesus yourself.
Why? In what other context would I use that drop? Except for this content.
I think you used it. I think you might have used it for an intro.
Yeah, but like, why did I put it with all the other ones?
I don't know, dude. Fucking kunk.
Fucking kunk. You know, you have a Goggins thing. You have a hall pass for Goggins. What's his first name again? Walton Goggins. I have a thing for Philomena Kunk. That's not even a real name. That's a character.
That's a character name.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Approved.
Yeah. Here's the real one. Okay.
But you got to get her to play the Pump Up the Jam song while you're doing that.
Oh, totally. I would accept nothing less. All right, guys. Well, you know, thank you all very much for listening in to this bullshit that is called The Foobar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials as @Foobar Show. Thanks, by the way, man. We've been posting the clips and everything, and you guys are like liking and commenting. That's pretty dope. I never thought we'd get to that part. It's only been 7 or 8 years of doing this bullshit. That's @Foobar Show. That's FOOBAR Show. And listen at FOOBARshow.com or wherever you get your fine podcasts. And we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Take a drink. I've been Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick!
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
Breaking news just coming to us now. You're a bitch. Have a nice day.